I cannot unhear you. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Can anybody hear me today? That is just bizarre. Cause I can't hear you guys with my um stuff either. And I wonder what that means. Can you hear me, my brother? Luke? If you can hear me, then this is like a way better day. Already. It's a way better day. It's just like I'm just so tired from yesterday, man. Like I'm so tired from everything. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying because it is kind of important. Like not important content, but like important to know how it all got here. Good, good. Oh man, Luke, you are. I mean, like I knew that when I met you, right? That like just the way you react to things, like you don't like overreact or or bug out over anything, or you don't have like these like you're critical, right? But you don't get excited. And it was the same thing as Stephanie and Michael and Jake and everybody. We weren't all overdoing it either. It was like a weird perfection, right? And it felt like this was the group, right? And well, here's the thing. I mean, the world's gonna end anyway. I mean, not for us. It's not, right? It's not gonna end for us. But like, it's gonna be over anyway. And the next day, we're gonna be like, well, what do you want to do tomorrow? You know. And I'm so sorry for all the guys that I can't call back. Hold on one second. What makes it hard is I have people that I haven't even called back, and they don't have people calling me back. It's just it's unreal. Like I never thought, and I never thought anybody would ever think anything I had to say was ever um, important enough for I always thought I would just be like a weirdo, make people laugh and just sort of like almost like Screech from Saved by the Bell. And yeah, you've been pressed and felt lately it's hard to get back to people sometimes. So yeah, and you know what? I never hold it against you guys when I haven't heard from you in a while too. Sometimes I miss you and I'll make a big deal about that, um, but to be honest, like I mean, it's just hard. And the hardest part is if anybody has us for a relative, right? If anybody has us as as an aunt or a niece or an uncle or grandpa or whatever, right? And they don't make it, that's a darn shame because we have something to give them, something to teach them, right? Absolutely, Mark. Thank you for that. James chapter 1 verse 23. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I almost want to have a couple of you guys up and tell me how it's been going with talking to people because it's been getting, for me, not easier. It's been getting worse. And I I don't think that my kid wants to hear it anymore, and I almost don't blame him because he's he hears it every day, and it's just that I know how much it means, you know, and I just love him so much, and that's all. That I, it's hard. It, I I mean, you know, there it's like everything that's so great about the world is so messed up about it too. You know, um, it's just like, and then whenever there's like not, you know, like something like difficult out there in the world, right? There's always somebody that's like, oh, you got got a complaint. You didn't do. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I pop out of there. But yeah, I mean, even if it's like it could be a problem with the show. You're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. And I'm like, man, I can't keep up with it all. I can't. And like this last snag that hit me, like really, I mean, I really, but I handled it real stupid and tried to stay on when people were telling me to take a break. And that's my fault, you know. I mean, you guys were so wonderful through that. Oh, no audio anymore. Okay, now my back. I don't know what. I mean, we've been getting so many problems with. Oh, it wants us to free. Okay, add more door. Okay, that's free 50 hours. I had to add more space because I lost. I had to leave more space because I lost space. Oh, now you're not in this one. Okay, are you in this one? Can you guys hear me? Well, if I don't delete my videos, then they won't let me do this one. I only have a certain amount of space, and so like there's all kinds of little loopholes that I wasn't really sure about or how they worked or whatever. But I mean, as far as you think about it, I think we did about as good as we could. I think we did as about as good as we could with it. And of course, I think we should have done way better, you know, and I should have done way better. And I really was the problem. And what I think we got so far is that there are going to be a lot of people that are not that are that are not in the dark about this, you know. And I don't care if it's only one person stays. If if everybody wants to leave and just one person wants to stay, and talk about what the next play is, I'll hang in there for that. Right? Um, it it probably won't be the best use of your day, but no one will care more. I mean, I will care about everything, and just I want to be able to promise you guys things, you know, and it's prophecy is fun, but then what happens when it's coming up? It's time to prepare. Are we going to do that or no or what? You know, I wonder about that, and I'm ready. I'm ready to. I'm ready for it to happen. It feels in my heart like it, it's gonna happen. So what do you guys want to do then, as far as a break? Then do you guys want to do just a two, let's say a 3 show break from right now, and then I'll be back, or do you want someone else to do it? Because I don't know what should know way more than I do. All I know is that salvation is a lot simpler than we're making it, and we just have to trust God that His understanding of salvation is the right one, and I do, and I know He wants me, and and you can't mess that up. And I know that if I mean I don't even know what to say sometimes at the end of the road, you know. I mean, what do you guys tell people when you're like when you're like you're so close to maybe talking someone, you know, out of losing their soul forever, and maybe getting to Jesus in time, uh, for them to be better, you know. And all I can feel is sick right now. All I can feel, to be honest to you, is sick right now. I feel sick. Like, there's been times where I haven't felt well, but like, I just feel sick on this earth. No, I wasn't out late. No, I was, this was my son last night. He doesn't like to go out publicly usually. But we did go for a walk around 7 o'clock. It was nice. Like, I don't know, maybe it was later than that, 8 o'clock, something like that. But yeah, I probably will do that. I think I didn't calculate certain features into my life that I don't know what any of that means, or how to click it back. I don't know. I don't know what anybody's doing right now, so I don't know how to fix it. So whatever it's doing with the clicking, I don't know how to fix that, because I've never had to do this with no storage before. And so I don't know. I I just know that I'm tired, and that um I feel sick, and I don't feel like bad. I just feel just I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on Earth, and I think that it's going to be very, very soon. I'm hoping that people make fun of me, whatever, and get what they want. Because to me, I wanted to go 7 days ago, 20 days ago. What's the rush, you know? I mean, what would be the hold off, right? Like, what could possibly be worse, right? And so I don't know, but anyway, guys, I'm just gonna let you guys go, man. Here, this may help me. This may help me, man, because I can't get through this. What's up, my brother? What's up, my brother? I love you, man. How you doing? Welcome to the show. I
Do you hear
understand.
me?
I hear you. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's weird. It's like saying I'm in backstage almost because it's showing like your logo big taking up the whole thing, and then my logo's like not even in there. But it's working, so I guess that's fine.
Right. That's what happened. Is it? I had my whole logo pop up, and then another another whole one popped up, and I was in both of them, and then it was just you and me in both of them.
Huh.
They're killing us, man. And then they want me to stay like refreshed and happy and all this stuff, right? And everybody's. I mean, I feel like people are hard on me sometimes, man. I mean, I do try my best, man. This is hard work. I mean, people miss like I understand the show part is nothing, right? But if you think about like the middle time where it's just me talking to you, for 2 or 3 hours or whatever, like it's not about it being a lot of work or that I don't want to do it. I do want to do it. I love doing it, but it's a lot of work though. It doesn't take away from that. And so it's hard. It's hard to do everything. And
Oh yeah, man. I mean, especially now that's like, you're just at a time where it's like there's not a lot of help right now. So, it probably feels like you got a lot of weight you gotta carry on your shoulders, and to be consistent at it every single day, twice a day, it's going to take a lot out of you. And I think some people, they don't realize that, or maybe they're on edge, and they're overreacting and getting hard on you without even meaning to. You know what I mean? It's a crazy time, man. I feel like the world's like really trying to test our spirits right now and trying to like tear down our spiritual armor. It just feels like that. I've never been so pressed and like had so many different people like having favors and problems and all that in my life. Like this is
I know
honestly like the most stressful time of my life right now.
it's gonna happen, dude. Like me, I think the problem is that is that I'm not that like great of a host anyway, right? To begin with, right? And then to add all that stuff on, and then to have an expectation for what that is, right? Is like, I mean, like, there's no room for humility in there. There's only room for me to be my best me, right? And I'm not. God carries me through most of the time. I would sometimes I call it dragged through, but he doesn't. It's not uncomfortable. It's just this is not what I do. I'm an intropat. You know what I'm talking about? What do they call those people? They're introverts.
Introverts, yeah, I think you said the right word.
Yeah, I just want to chat with a few homies and wait for this end of the world to happen. Oh,
And
hey,
yeah,
Adrian, I love you, man.
and
Yeah,
that's the
man, I'm
thing
just
too. It's like I try to like
go ahead.
avoid doing stuff in this world, and just things keep coming up to where I can't just like let be and do my own thing. And what sucks is like the more things that come up, the more you go and hang out with people or go and do things, it's more sin, more distractions, more temptations. And it's like I don't want anything to do with any of this. I'm not saying I'm like that great of a person when I'm by myself, but it's like, I mean, when I'm by myself, I have that time to connect to God and read the Bible and all that. Like, I didn't even go to work yesterday. I didn't go today. I mean, yesterday I was kind of feeling off. My stomach's been kind of on and off, but it's just like I've been losing my motivation.
I see. I think the only time I ever started feeling better, and I'm not saying that this is the best advice or anything for sorry for anybody, but I have like this. If you should see how I have everything, it's all jerry rigged, man. It's completely just like I did this cheap, guys. I did this on a good budget, man. But yeah, man. Like I get a lot of things wrong, man. You know, and like I think that's the thing, right? Is like we're almost it's almost like a fear. I almost want God to just take take charge of all of it because I know that anything. Um, I mean, I don't know what good I can do beyond this, except for what he directly gives me, and I want that. I want him to give me that. I want him to tell me what that is. What are we supposed to do? Like, I, I'd be willing to do whatever, you know?
Yeah, and I think over time you start to figure out what you should and shouldn't be doing, what's too much, what isn't, because if you start doing the wrong thing, God's gonna let you know. And just like if you're doing the
Oh,
right
yeah.
thing, God's gonna let you know too.
Oh, yeah, I was just talking. Who was I talking to about that? Someone said, like, yeah, you do the wrong thing and you pay for it like triple or quadruple, man. Like, it's not even like you're really even testing yourself as a man or testing God or you just want to do your best and you're doing what you think God wants you to do and if it's not what God wants you to do, you're gonna pay for that too. And I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I don't.
just like a big example, but it's just like Apostle Paul. It's like I'm sure before he had that vision and saw Jesus. Before that, I think he was still thinking he was doing the right thing by persecuting Christians and all that. He probably thought he was doing the work of God, and God told him real quick, that was not his work.
I'm glad God told that story because I'm glad that story is there because it there's no way he would have known that he was doing the wrong thing, right? Like like for him to learn that he was doing the wrong thing and to have a choice to reconcile it, that that gave me all the hope that I needed in God that God is not gonna trick you into, oop, you were born in this part of the country, so you get the good God, you know. Um, it's just amazing. I know that that's a small step, but you could be born in another religion, think you're be doing the right thing, and then go to another religion, and you
And
know,
that's what comes to like more like of the spiritual aspect, because you hear people say, oh, what if you were born in the Amazon and you've never had a chance to read the Bible and all that. And then that's why I think like that's when God has that ability, to be able to wake you up when he wants to, so everybody does get an opportunity, even in countries where the Bible might be banned or somebody can't get a hold of the Bible. Either God will find a way for you to get a hold of that Bible, or God will talk to you directly. You'll be able to feel feel the Holy Spirit.
have you ever had that where you couldn't get a hold of a Bible and were like feeling like spirit led words like directly to you?
Well, I'll tell you this. Before I even really read the Bible, a lukewarm Christian, I thought there was something right about it, but I still wasn't sure what the path was. I was still looking into like.
Are you still there? Can you guys still hear him? Oh no. Oh no. Can you join again, Luke, if you can? Oh man, that sucks. If Luke, it's okay. I can carry on, but it's just. I'm sorry the show's been so bad lately, and but these like last few have been. We've been waiting for these for a long time. Like we even thought that possibly last year it was a possibility. And so, I mean, it could wear you out, especially when you see the evil happening every day. They don't stop the evil. So it's not that it's not that that's gonna stop, anytime soon. And the only way to win is to separate from the world. And that's when God wins the world. You know. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back.
Yeah, I always feel like once I got a thought in my mind or something to say, technology has to have issues. I don't know how much of that you heard, but my point is God's not going to let you be confused. He's not there for you to be clueless and not know what to do. That's why the Bible's there, so you have the answers. But I think even God Himself will give you the answers if He wants to. When I first got in the Bible to where I actually started taking the time to listen to my buddy explain it, started taking the time to look into it a little bit. Me and my buddy would have conversations and he would be amazed because there's three or four times to where I would say something that was not word for word, but that was really close to what was in the Bible. And he was like, dude, that's in the Bible right there. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So I do think there's something to it where God can give you that spiritual understanding whenever He wants to.
See, that brings me a lot of joy when people can I mean, to share a moment like that, say okay, you know what? Hey, that's all that's in the Bible, man. Like we knew that. How did we know that before we knew it? The information to make us must have come before, uh, us being created, right? The parts of us were there, and the Word was included, and I'm just excited to see him. I'm excited to see him. I don't think I'm going to be his favorite servant, that's for sure. I think I better hide. But 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 I just can't wait to see him. Right? I can't wait to see you guys. Really, I can't. It's God first, then you guys. Hope my kids or I hope they want it. I hope they do because I know they can make it, and that's all I want.
Yeah, it's gotta be and you
So
know this, it's always fair and just at the end. We're gonna understand it. But that's always the
yeah,
toughest thing is thinking of loved ones and thinking are they gonna make it? They seem far off, or if they just understood, I know they have that potential. And it's those are kind of things you can't always worry about too much. Because I've been kind of struggling with that myself. Because one of my best friends, which not too much of a best friend now. I mean, he still is. I just don't hang out with him too much because he's very worldly. He says comments like he'll see a brink truck and be like, "Hey, man, I wish I could just kill that guy, take the money." Like he says some ruthless stuff, and I'm not judging or anything. It's just he's very materialistic, and it kind of breaks my heart because I don't see him ever waking up, and then I start thinking I'm not saying enough, and then I
is
gotta realize that I'm not the one, it's
this
good to
the guy
plant
that
seeds
you're?
of iron, but I'm not the one who's supposed to save everybody, Jesus is. So I try not to let those things bother me too much,
Well,
because
let me ask you this: so you listen to him on YouTube or whatever?
no, no, this is a personal friend of mine that I actually grew
Okay.
up with,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that I
Sometimes
work
it's
with and
good.
everything.
Sometimes it's good to feel a little bit of personal responsibility in it, but you're not personally responsible for that. That person has his own choices, his own mind to make of his own free will, right? But it's good that you feel interested in that, because the more of those people you have around you in your life, the better off you are. You know, I mean,
Yeah, yeah, you go on the other side of it to where it's could have that mindset oh, it's not my problem, he believes what he believes and that's fine. It is what it is. No, I can't think like that either, if you feel like you could help somebody or wake them up, then I do feel like it's important to take that opportunity to, but at the same time, you can't do everything. Somebody's gonna believe what they believe. They're gonna either listen to you or not at the end of the day.
that's always been the hardest thing for me to to understand is the like what you're saying, the people on the other side of it, right? That are like, oh yeah, if he wants to be one of these, yoga maestro or whatever, hey, it's up to him, go for it, dude, or whatever, right? Knowing that this guy is not going to make it, right? Like that this guy's life is at stake. Like I can't. It's hard for me not to care, even though I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anyone. I'm just trying to say, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to help, and I don't
Yeah,
know what.
that's a big thing too. Is like not having that impression that like you're better than everyone because you start telling people these things. It's very hard to like come off as like you're trying to actually be sincere and you really care about their salvation. You just want them to hear the good news too, where they think of it as like, oh, you're a know-it-all. What you think you're better than me? You're judging me, and like all these preconceived like things that we've been programmed to believe because that's just what the world wants us to think when you talk about God. We talk about God, it's supposed to be like, like what are you trying to do to me? What you think I'm bad or something, And they just put such a bad image.
It's crazy, man. I mean, this whole thing, man, is crazy, man. I don't, I don't know if you threw coins up, man, that you would end up with something like this twice. This is some insane stuff, man, with some insane things that have happened um, over a length of years. That sorry, I'm making so much noise sitting down and stuff, but all these it's like all these lies and all these divisions and groups, and people need like certain groups to keep them safe. People need certain clothing to keep them accepted, or knowledge to keep them employed, or it's always got to be something that's not you. you know, when God all He wants is you.
Yeah, yeah. People try to find all these ways to get accepted, have attention, have status in society where it's like you're just yourself, you're loved by the most high. And that's that, you have all the attention you need. You always say that too, how, all these trolls come by and, they troll because they want that attention or they want some kind of rise out of people or whatever it is, not knowing where it's like, if they actually took the time to listen and talk to us and all that, that they would get plenty of attention and they would be loved.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, my brother. I love you, my man. I'm just really right now getting ready to round out, man. I'm just like really just like drained, and I'm gonna have a show tonight. I say I'm gonna like take a break, but then I don't, and I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a tough situation because you're thinking, yeah, it could be better if you take a break, be rejuvenated, but it could be worse too doing that, because then the show's not afloat, and it's tough, man. I couldn't even give you the solutions to that, just keep following God and having faith and praying, and things will work out. Jake and Stephanie might be back in the scene, or maybe there'll be some newcomers. I know I'll start having more time soon, and things will definitely work out. So just keep that in mind, man. Because I know it seems like you're burned out a lot, and
But I'll say
I'll
I'll
care
say
about
this.
you.
I'll say this, right? Jake and Stephanie, right? I mean, they just came out of nowhere and really helped me a lot. Like, I mean, a lot right away, and with just stuff, not you know, like like with doing shows or researching topics or things like that. Counseling people, and it's like, man, it was what a boost that was, and I miss those days. Those days when but I guess you know things are the way they are. People like what they like. They'll watch what they watch, right? And so it is what it is. And so I love you guys. I love all of you guys. I mean, If you guys knew how much that I loved you, I mean, you wouldn't believe me because you just you wouldn't believe me. I don't think you'd believe me. You know. Anyway, so thanks for coming on with me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, brother. You take care. God bless you.
God bless you, man. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace, and all glory to God because he deserves it. And please, uh, pray for anyone being victimized, and please pray for each other. It's important. And please pray for each other. It's important. I already did that. And I will see you guys, Lord willing, tonight at probably around 5 o'clock. I love you guys. Before I leave, I want to let you know that Jesus is the answer to everything. Jesus is the answer to everything. Anything that takes you away from Jesus is not right. Anything that brings you to Jesus is right. I love you guys. Have a good day.